God's advice today. This message was lovingly prepared to bring peace and guidance to your heart. If it touches you, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. That way, you'll keep receiving uplifting content. Stay with us until the end. We've prepared something special with great care. Discover something life-changing. In the first comment, I left a special prayer and an opportunity that could open doors you never imagined. God said, "My beloved child, listen to me with your heart open, because today I pour upon you words that are not only comfort but revelation for your life. I want you to understand that every tear that fell from your face was not forgotten. Every silent night in which you thought you were alone was being watched by me, and every uncertain step was guided by my invisible hand. Nothing in your journey was by chance, because from the beginning I traced a path that, even with apparent detours, was leading you to the destiny I prepared for you. Do you feel that you are ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and blessings that God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, click the link pinned in the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. Your pains were not signs of abandonment, but seeds planted in fertile soil that now begin to bloom in hope, in grace, and in victory. Those who sow in tears shall reap with joy. He who continually goes forth weeping, bearing seed for sowing, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. Psalm 126 verses 5 and 6. So I tell you, child, the time of harvest has come, and what once seemed like a desert will now become a garden, what once seemed empty will now overflow in abundance. Remain firm, because I am with you, and everything I have prepared is infinitely greater than your eyes have ever seen. Every pain you endured, every silence that disturbed you, every pause that seemed endless, all of it was fertile ground where I was sowing patience, faith, and resilience within you. I know that many times you did not understand the reason for certain waiting seasons, nor why some doors seemed closed before your eyes, but each moment had its value in the process of your spiritual formation. Nothing in your life happened in vain, not even those situations in which you thought you were abandoned. I was with you in every step, watching your tears, strengthening your spirit, and shaping your heart. I know the world tried to convince you that you were small, unworthy, and incapable, but I did not create you to live imprisoned by the lies that darkness whispered in your ear. It was I who breathed life into you. It was I who engraved in your spirit an eternal calling, and that is why, even in the moments when everything seemed lost, there was still within you a flame that could not be extinguished. Today I want you to know that what you considered delays and interruptions were not final obstacles, but stages of my perfect plan. I am the one who turns deserts into gardens, mourning into dancing, and silence into songs of victory, and that is exactly what I am doing with you now, turning your pain into purpose, revealing to you that every delay was in fact preparation. There was never chance in your story, my child. From before your very first breath, there was already a calling marked with your name, and now that calling awakens within you like a fire no storm can extinguish. Comment, I know that God transforms pain into purpose. My dear child, many times you were told that the waiting would be long, and indeed, in some moments it was necessary. But not every waiting is meant to last forever. There are waiting periods that function like narrow corridors leading to great doors, and that is exactly what was happening with you. What once seemed like endless delay now reveals itself as a season that comes to an end. The waiting that once hurt now turns into momentum. As you read these words, the atmosphere around you begins to shift, and what once seemed immovable now begins to move in your favor. This is not imagination, child, it is spiritual reality manifesting before you. Invisible forces have already been set in motion, angels have been positioned to work on your behalf, and Heaven's symphony announces that a new chapter of your life has begun. What seemed stagnant is no longer still. What seemed impossible now begins to take shape as reality. The time of silent waiting is over, and now it is time to walk with boldness, because the door I have opened before you cannot be closed by anyone. Even if many try to resist, even if the enemy rises up to delay, no force will ever stop the fulfillment of what I have already decreed. Your time has come, child, and nothing can stop it. Comment, my time has come, I trust in the Father's promise. What is happening to you is the fruit of your faithfulness, even when you did not understand. I know there were moments when your feet trembled, when your mind was dominated by doubt, and when fear tried to silence your faith, but even so, you chose to remain. You believed even when your logic told you otherwise. You kept praying even when silence seemed endless, and for this reason all of heaven now witnesses your victory. What was hidden will be revealed. What was a distant promise now manifests before you. The fire you feel burning within your heart is the confirmation of my Spirit telling you that you are not standing at an end, but at a brand new beginning. When your tears fall without you understanding why, it is because your spirit recognizes the time of activation. This calling is not something common, nor generic, it is personal, engraved with your name, prepared since eternity. I myself preserved your life for this very time, and now I make a calling resound within you that can no longer be delayed. Child, you were marked for this move, and nothing can erase this truth. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My child, many told you that patience was your only option, and indeed patience has taught you much. Yet, not every waiting season came from me. There were cycles created by human words that tried to imprison you in situations that did not align with my plan. There were delays that were not the work of your faith, but resistance from spiritual forces that sought to hinder your progress. But today I declare that those cycles have been broken, that all resistance has fallen, and that the time of waiting has been canceled. Now the time of release has come. What was withheld will be placed into your hands. What was locked before you will be opened by my command. What once seemed unreachable will begin to come toward you. I do not speak only of inner comfort or unseen forces. I speak of real results, of transformations you will see with your own eyes, of opportunities that will be set before you, of resources that will arise when you thought there was no way out, of the right people being placed at your side at the exact moment. I move heaven and earth to fulfill my word, and nothing can resist what I have determined for your life. Comment: I believe the release has come for me. Beloved child, pay close attention to what I say. This call is not a fleeting emotion, not a flame that warms for a moment and then fades. This is a real, powerful, and irreversible activation. I am transforming not only your heart, but also your circumstances. What was stagnant will begin to move. What seemed dead will come alive again. This is the time when the invisible begins to invade the visible, because heaven has already decreed your victory. Do not look at yourself through the eyes of human limitation, for this is not about your strength or your perfection. It is about my grace that surrounds you, my love that sustains you, and my choice that remains upon you. I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you because my love is perfect in you. Everything you are and everything you have will be used as a testimony that I am with you. Even your wounds will become signs of victory, even your mistakes will turn into lessons, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. Do not fear what is to come, for I am with you in every detail. Comment: I live by the grace and choice of the Lord. Understand that you have now crossed an invisible threshold, a point of no return in your spiritual journey. You have entered a territory where new laws of heaven begin to govern your life. What once had power over you no longer does. The words spoken against you have lost their authority. The doors the enemy tried to keep closed will not withstand the power of my command. Your life is now connected to a greater reality, where every step you take is sustained by the strength of my Spirit. Your name has already been mentioned before the throne, and decrees of victory have been established in your favor. Decisions are being made in places you never imagined being. People will be moved by me without even knowing they are working for the fulfillment of my plan in your life. For when I decree, nothing can stop it. When I open, no one can shut. When I say, the time has come, there is no force that can delay it. Your story has already been sealed with the mark of victory. Comment: I enter the new time of God for me. Beloved child, you cried out for clarity, you asked for signs, and you sought answers. Today I tell you, this is the sign. This is the moment you have long waited for. No longer one day, no longer soon, it is now. What your spirit feels is real, for it was already prepared for this moment. I myself took care of every detail of your journey so that nothing would be wasted. Even your wounds became part of the testimony that will give you authority before many. Now the gears of your story turn toward the fulfillment of the promise. Everything that seemed locked will begin to flow. Heaven has decreed it, and earth will respond. People will see the difference, doors will open, unexpected opportunities will arise, for I myself am directing every step. Do not fear the speed with which things will happen, for I am in control of every detail. Trust, my child, for I will not let you walk alone. My child, keep these words deep within your heart. This is not merely a breath of encouragement that will fade with time, but a turning point in your life. What I begin, I sustain. What I activate, I complete. You are mine, and your story is woven into my eternal will. You are precious, you are chosen, and you are ready to live what I have prepared for you. Do not look back with fear or regret, for everything has already been redeemed. Walk with confidence, for the future is already sealed by my hand. Receive this calling not as something distant, but as a present reality. For the time is not just coming, my child. The time has already arrived, and now begins a new chapter of your life, where you will see with your own eyes what I have declared over you since eternity. My child, do not be startled by what is happening within you in this time, for even if your eyes cannot find proof, even if your reasoning cannot explain, your spirit knows and feels that something is changing right now. What you perceive is not just a passing emotion, but the touch of my spirit moving you toward what I prepared since eternity. If tears spring forth unexpectedly, if your heart beats with a different intensity, if your soul cries out in silence, "This is for me," then understand, you are one of the chosen for this particular awakening. I did not set you apart to carry endless burdens, but to see the fulfillment of what was sown in tears and watered in faith. It is not about remaining where you are, imprisoned to what you once knew, but about being launched into what has been waiting for you, hidden in my perfect timing. What you once called rejection now reveals itself as redirection. That closed door which frustrated you so deeply now shows itself as protection until the exact moment arrived. And that moment is now. The silence that seemed unending has been broken. Your name has been called. You have not only been seen, but you have been prepared to be released. The setbacks that made no sense, the pain without explanation, the questions that made you wonder if you were forgotten, all of it was the fertile soil that brought forth the activation of this time. Every battle, every tear, every instant you felt invisible, nothing was wasted. Everything mattered, everything brought you here, and now the hidden power in that preparation begins to manifest with irresistible force. My beloved child, do not try to understand with your mind how every detail will unfold, for that is not the call I give to you. What matters is not the method, but the certainty that something greater than yourself is already moving the gears of your destiny in your favor. There is a divine resolution sustaining this moment, a heavenly decree that echoes, enough delays, enough opposition, enough limitations. I declare that this is the time when things begin to move differently, when the spiritual and the natural align to honor what has always belonged to you. The truth is, forces acted against you, often invisibly, silently, trying to stifle your progress and prolong your desert. But according to the eternal laws that govern all things, every limit has an end. And the deadline of resistance has expired. There will be no more stagnation, no more withholding. What was stolen will be returned, what was delayed will be accelerated, what was broken will be rebuilt. But it is not only restoration, it is increase, multiplication, and supernatural acceleration. And remember, what happens to you is not just for you. It is for everything connected to your life. The prayers of past generations, the sacrifices they made, the hopes they could not see fulfilled, all converge now in you. The seeds of obedience they sowed now sprout in your hands. This is not only a personal turning point, it is a landmark for your lineage. A divine correction in the course of your family, shifting from survival to abundance, from struggle to flourishing. And if you quiet your heart now, you will sense that what you feel is not anxiety, but holy anticipation. Your soul already recognizes something has changed. Child, even though your mind needs time to process, your spirit already knows that the pattern of your life is being rewritten. The direction of your future is shifting before you. The central reason for your existence is being revealed again with clarity. You are no longer who you were just a short time ago. Within you a new sense of purpose has been born, deep and unshakable. The path before you has been opened in ways you never imagined, and this road is not a continuation of old battles, but the beginning of a new story. A story in which you no longer live waiting to be chosen, no longer begging to be seen, because now you are seen, you are chosen, you are moved into what has always been yours by inheritance. Make no mistake, your time is not coming, your time has come. The sound of the call has echoed, the invitation has been given, and your journey has been activated. But I want you to understand something vital about my timing. When I decide to act, I do not advance little by little, I do not introduce victory in fragments, I do not distribute the promise in small doses. When I declare that your time has come, everything happens suddenly, simultaneously, and supernaturally, in a way that no natural logic can explain. The fullness of life that is about to manifest before you will not arrive in slow stages, but will break forth like a flood bursting through the barriers of a dam, overflowing into every area of your existence. My beloved, the grace I am releasing over you will not accumulate gradually, but will cover you immediately, like a sudden cloud that turns a clear sky into refreshing shade. Those who dared to oppose you will now understand why one must not touch the one who is the target of my specific favor. Every door they tried to seal before you will be opened with unstoppable force. Every connection that was cut off will be restored with even greater strength. Every opportunity that was taken from you will be returned with additional benefits. This is your decisive moment, not a time of despair, but the time of my personal intervention. Just as I moved on behalf of those in the past who faced impossible situations, so am I moving for you. When your time comes, no limitation remains, the walls fall, the paths open, and freedom manifests. Understand, this is your exodus, your crossing, your deliverance. What once appeared as an obstacle will now become testimony. What once imprisoned you will now stand as proof of my glory in you. And all of this does not apply only to now, but extends to the generations yet to come. For what I begin in you, I sustain, I complete, and I multiply. Therefore, my child, do not look at yourself any longer as one who is small or unprepared. I myself prepared you in every silence, in every waiting season, in every pain you endured. Nothing in your journey was by chance, for I transformed every loss into teaching, every delay into strengthening, every tear into seed for this time of harvest. Your spirit now recognizes the difference. It is no longer waiting, it is activation. It is no longer survival, it is abundance. It is no longer doubt, it is clarity. I myself breathe life upon your weary bones, and where there once was uncertainty, now there is direction. What once seemed to be the end was only preparation for this new beginning. Lift your eyes and see, what was hidden is now revealed, what was withheld is now released, what seemed impossible now becomes tangible reality. This is the time when your life will be a living testimony of my faithfulness. Not because you earned it, but because you are mine, chosen and loved from eternity. And what I now place in your hands cannot be taken away, for it does not depend on the strength of men, but on my sovereign decision. Even when the darkness tried with all its strength to crush you, I was working silently for your victory. Everything that seemed closed, the doors that appeared impossible to open, every moment of confusion and loneliness, was my protection, ensuring that nothing would harm what I had prepared for you. The attacks meant to weaken you only strengthened your courage. The pain that sought to break your spirit only raised your confidence. The loneliness that seemed overwhelming only deepened your intimacy with me. Today, I see your heart steadfast, your spirit resilient, and your faith intact, despite all betrayals and hardships. The opposing forces recognized your potential and felt fear, but I recognized your value and worked tirelessly to reveal all that rightfully belongs to you. Every step you have taken was accompanied by my hand, every silent victory was blessed with my presence, and every challenge overcome is a testimony of the promise that already resides in you. My beloved child, do not be startled by your journey. It is living proof that nothing happens by chance and that your life carries a purpose so profound that even the darkness trembles at the sound of your name. Finally, my beloved child, hold these words deeply in your heart. This is not just a moment of encouragement that will soon fade, but a turning point in your story. What I begin in you, I sustain. What I activate, I complete. You are mine, and your story is intertwined with my eternal will. You are precious, you are chosen, and you are destined to live what I have prepared. Do not fear the opposing winds, for they only confirm that you are being led to new horizons. Do not fear the unknown, for I have already traced every step of your path. Do not look back with fear or regret. Fix your eyes on the future that has already opened before you. For this is not only your time of progress, it is the time of fulfillment of what has always been written about you. Walk, then, with faith and courage, for I am with you, and the promise I give you today is the seed of eternity germinating in your life. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen